Here's the big thing you got to understand about the Lil Durk situation. The indictment that's been released is not a gang RICO charge. In a gang charge, if they prove you're in the gang, you're responsible for the acts of the other gang members. However, this is murder for hire. Doesn't matter if he's in a gang or what or this or that. What's going to matter here is, did he hire someone for the murder? Okay, so unless they link Durk to the money, it's not murder for hire. RICO gang would be totally different. Then you start talking about, oh, did this guy ever wear the words OTF on his shirt? You know, did he ever do that? You know, this is not that case. It's murder for hire. They're going to try to connect him to the money that was paid to the shooter. That's the only way they get him on murder for hire, which you face life for if the murder for hire involved a death. Here, they didn't kill who he was hired to, so maybe you better hope you don't.
And Lil Durk help. Fuck you talking about, because all them niggas was with Lil Durk. Nigga, they flew in. Everybody keeps saying Shorty and them got snatched out of Parkway. Shorty and them got snatched out of Parkway. No, the fuck they didn't. Shorty and them got snatched out the airport. Getting off Lil Durk jet, gang. Motherfucker ain't point that out. Motherfucker ain't talking about what's really going on. It's a RICO act going on, right? RICO consists of money laundering and racketeering and et cetera, right? Who got the most money? Lil Durk, right?
Right.
He free as fuck. His name barely even come up in a lot of shit, right? How the fuck is they fighting RICO? So where the money at? Where the racketeering coming in at? They don't even have fucking lawyers. They only.
You think the King Von 100K was real?
Man, Durk 100K, yeah. Von, no.
I don't want to put that on Durk.
Lil Durk is charged in a murder for hire scheme. We're working right now to get more details on this investigation, but we know the 32-year-old was arrested Thursday by U.S. Marshals in Florida and is being held in custody. Earlier this month, Banks was sued for his alleged involvement in the deadly shooting of another rapper in Chicago, F.B.I. Duck, that happened 4 years ago. Weekly's family says Banks had a hand in that gang-related shooting in 2020 in the city's Gold Coast neighborhood. Lil Durk and his team didn't comment on that lawsuit, but of course we'll be sure to provide you with an update when we learn more about the charges Banks is now facing.
You shot straight, but you shot late. High limit. This is the Rundown Podcast.
I'm gonna give you the rundown.
The feds just came down on Lil Durk real hard with a superseding indictment. And the article reads like this. Chicago rapper Lil Durk charged in superseding indictment, alleging murder for hire plot to kill rival near Beverly Center Mall in 2022. A Grammy Award-winning Chicago rapper has been charged in a superseding federal grand jury indictment, alleging he conspired with others to murder a rival rapper, resulting in the shooting death of the rival's relative that occurred at a gas station near the Beverly Center shopping mall in Los Angeles of August 2022, the Justice Department announced today. Durk Banks, 32, aka better yet known as Lil Durk, Blood, and Mustafa Abdul Malik of Chicago, is charged with one count of conspiracy, one count of use of interstate facilities to commit murder for hire resulting in death, and one count of using, carrying, and discharging firearms and a machine gun, and possession of such firearms in furtherance of a crime of violence resulting in death. The indictment adds 2 felony charges against Banks, who previously was charged via criminal complaint in this case. The 4-count superseding indictment returned late Thursday adds Banks as the lead defendant to a previous indictment returned October 17th and charging the following defendants in connection with the August 2022 murder. Kayvon London Grant, 28, aka Cuz or Vonnie of Atlanta. DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, 33, aka Didi of Chicago. Keith Jones, 33, aka Flacca of Gary, Indiana. David Brian Lindsay, 33, aka Brown Eyes of Addison, Illinois. And Asa Houston, 36, aka Boogie of Chicago. And Banks was arrested on October 17th near Miami International Airport after law enforcement learned that Banks had been booked on multiple international flights. A federal magistrate judge in Miami has ordered him jailed without bond until he is transferred to Los Angeles for arraignment. All 6 defendants, none of whom has yet entered a plea to the charges, are expected to be arraigned in the United States District Court in downtown Los Angeles in the coming weeks. According to the superseding indictment in 2010, Banks formed an organization called Only the Family, OTF, which among other things produced and sold hip-hop music from artists primarily from the Chicago area. OTF also acted as an association, in fact, of individuals who engaged in violence, including murder and assault, in Banks' direction, and to maintain their status in OTF. Banks feuded with a victim identified in court documents as TB, better yet known as rapper Quando Rondo. The feud stemmed from a November 6, 2020 murder in which an associate of TB shot and killed OTF rapper named Davon Bennett, aka King Von. Bennett and Banks were close friends. In response to Bennett's murder, Banks allegedly put out a bounty on Quando Rondo's life. And on August 19, 2022, several OTF members and associates used 2 vehicles and worked in tandem to track, stalk, and attempt to murder TB for hours, culminating in a shooting at a gasoline station located near the Beverly Center shopping mall. The co-conspirators used multiple guns, including a machine gun, and fired at least 18 rounds at TB's vehicle, killing a victim identified in court documents as SR, who's TB's family member, who's better yet known as Lil Paul, who was traveling with TB. Banks allegedly ordered Quando Rondo's murder, and the hitman used money from Banks and OTF-related finances to carry out the hit. Bank and flight records show that an OTF member and close associate of Banks coordinated and paid for 5 co-conspirators to travel from Chicago to California on the day before the murder. Around the time of the one-way flights were purchased, Banks told the OTF associate booking the flights, "Don't book no flights under no names involved with me." The same day the hitman traveled from Chicago to California, Banks also traveled to California in a private jet with another conspirator, Kayvon London Grant, 28, aka Cuz, and Viney. Later that day, Grant allegedly purchased ski masks for the shooters to use to commit the murder and paid using a credit card in Banks' name and for the other co-conspirators' hotel rooms. Mr. Banks is charged with orchestrating a cold-blooded murder that resulted in death of a rival's family member, said United States Attorney Martin Estrada. Not only that, the shooting occurred in the open at a gas station at a busy intersection, endangering many others in the area. Violent gun crime of this sort is devastating to our community, and we will have zero tolerance for those who perpetrate such callous acts of violence. The apprehension of Mr. Banks as he attempted to leave the United States is once again proof that the FBI and our extraordinary partners at the Los Angeles Police Department have a long reach, said Akil Davis, Assistant Director in charge of the FBI Los Angeles Field Office. No excuse can justify this violent act, and let me be clear, while you're going about your life thinking you got away with it, the FBI is piecing together the facts that will serve as your undoing. Cases like these that span multiple states and jurisdictions are complicated and can sometimes be resolved through the collaboration of multiple departments, said Los Angeles Police Chief Dominic Choi. This arrest is the culmination of the combined efforts of our partners in the U.S. Attorney's Office, the FBI, and LAPD's Operation West Bureau Homicide Detectives, who discovered that Durk D, aka Lil Durk, was involved in this heinous murder. The hundreds of hours spent on the investigation included surveillance, authorizing numerous search warrants, using forensic technology, and tireless investigative travel and collaboration along with our federal partners led to his arrest. I am appreciative of the dedication of those involved. The other 5 defendants are in federal custody in Illinois after their initial court appearances in Chicago. They remain charged with 1 count of conspiracy, 1 count of use of interstate facilities to commit murder for hire resulting in death, and 1 count of using, carrying, and discharging firearms and a machine gun and possession of such firearms in furtherance of a crime of violence resulting in death. Jones faces an additional count of possession of a machine gun. An indictment contains allegations that a defendant has committed a crime. Every defendant is presumed to be innocent unless proven guilty in court. If convicted, all of the defendants will face a statutory maximum sentence of life in federal prison. The FBI and the Los Angeles Police Department are investigating this matter, assisting United States attorneys Ian Yanello of the Terrorism and Export Crime Section, Daniel H. Weiner of the International Narcotics, Money Laundering and Racketeering Section, and Gregory W. Staples of the Orange County Office are prosecuting this case.
Covering some other news that has just come to our attention. This is according to the FBI. I want to pull up a tweet that we have as well. So Grammy award-winning Chicago rapper Lil Durk has been charged in a superseding indictment alleging murder for hire plot to kill a rival near the Beverly Center shopping mall in Los Angeles in August of 2022. So of course we do know that Lil Durk has been behind bars, I should say, for some time now. This is all having to do with he's accused of hiring to kill rival rapper Quando Rondo.
So that was breaking news regarding rapper Lil Durk's situation and the feds hitting him with a superseding indictment, trying to make sure they seal the case on Lil Durk and make sure that once he's prosecuted, convicted of these crimes, his murder for hire against rapper Quando Rondo that ended up killing his cousin Lil Pa, right? They're trying to make sure Durk is overcooked. Make sure he's stir-fried, he's flame-broiled, okay? And it's not looking too good because they said in furtherance, and this is definitely sounding like RICO talk without saying the word RICO. Wowzer. Yeah. So until the next time, y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. And this is OG Jucario TV with the latest in rap, hip-hop, celebrity, and urban news. You're watching the Rundown Podcast. I appreciate everybody for spinning with me. I appreciate all my subscribers for sliding with your boy every time. And say, man, hey, man, keep hitting that like button, keep hitting that subscribe button, and look, turn on post notification so we can slide whenever I get the drop. You already know what it is, man. It's deeper than Buddha, her, you hear me? And guess what? I'm gone.